we talk about the spiritual path, the spiritual journey. Conceptually, there are 3 spiritual paths, 3 spiritual journeys. It depends where we start. If we start at the beginning, let's say, then you have 3 kind of distinct journeys to go on. They may not be distinct. They may all blur together. Or if you've got these 3 journeys, you might do a bit of journey 1, then a bit of journey 3, and then a bit of journey 2, and then a bit of journey 3, and then a bit of journey 1. I'll explain what I mean by these journeys in a second. Or you may start at journey 2, or you may start at journey 3, you know, depending on where you're at, what your karma is. Without trying to get too esoteric here. What are these journeys? Yeah, let's start with what was on tomdas.com, how to attain liberation, turn away from objects, turn towards the subject, abide as the self. This is the final thing in the journey. For some people, that's all they need. They just need to turn away from objects, turn within, attend to the subject, discover who they are. That's it. I suspect if that's you, you probably won't end up coming to a satsang. You probably read that on tomdas.com or feel it intuitively or read it somewhere else or hear it somewhere else and then do it. That's it. You're not coming to satsang, you're doing that somewhere. Or you will come to satsang a few times, you'll hear that message and then you'll do it. And then you may continue to come to satsang, you may not, I don't know. Say that's journey 3, that's the last stretch of the journey. But you've got 2 other journeys before that. The final stretch of the journey, I often call wisdom or self-inquiry, self-knowledge, self-realization, insight, wisdom, knowledge, inquiry, self-realization. This is that 3rd part of the journey. There are 2 other journeys that make up the spiritual journey. Again, not everyone will have to do all 3. The first 2, I often talk about them as one, and I call it purification. But there are actually 2 types of purification, or 2 aspects of this purification. If the final part of the journey is self-inquiry or self-knowledge, discovering what you really are, turning away from objects towards the subject self, discovering what you are. That's 3. Purification, which is 1 and 2, means developing a very calm, peaceful mind. What I call, or what is called in Sanskrit, a sattvic mind, means a peaceful mind. This is called purification. Purification occurs within Maya, within the dream. Self-inquiry takes us out of the dream to the self, takes us out of the illusion to reality. Purification occurs within the illusion of duality, of separation, of there being a me and an other. Purification means making the mind very peaceful, very calm, very still. For many people, for most people, perhaps, or for some people, their mind will need to become very calm first before it's able to do self-inquiry, firstly, and before it's inclined to even do self-inquiry. It doesn't really want to do self-inquiry until it's very calm and peaceful. Most minds, I would say. Or many minds, let's say. But these are, so I've given you, actually what I've given you so far is journey 2 and journey 3 of this 3-part journey. I still haven't told you what the first part of the journey is yet. So the last part is self-inquiry, discover what you are. The second to last part is, before you do that, make the mind still. Some people can skip phases 1 and 2 and go straight to 3. Phase 1 is very important. And we intuitively do this. Phase 1 is to, let's say, become happy. Or let's put it differently, develop a healthy ego. Or become a happy, well-rounded person. I don't know how to put it exactly. Let me explain. It means if you've got any severe mental health issues, to sort them out. Doesn't mean you completely sort them out. You don't have to completely sort them out necessarily, but mostly sort them out. If you have big relationship issues, maybe sort them out. Completely sort out all your relationship issues? Maybe not, but sort out any major issues you have. If you've got big financial issues, maybe deal with that. If you have problems with having low self-esteem, low self-worth, then deal with that. Develop a positive sense of who you are as a body-mind entity. Self-love, confidence, happiness on the body-mind level. Rooting out negative energy. This is the first part. Becoming positive. Feeling happy in yourself. What I'm coming across is people who have got this negative energy in them. Low self-esteem, negative concepts about who they are. Maybe they don't feel worthy, or they feel extreme amounts of guilt, or they've got anxiety issues. They've got this negativity, let's say, what is called Thomasic energy. Thomasic energy means negative energy in them. And then they come across the teachings that you've got to turn within. And they feel very attracted to that, because that promises a solution to everything they're going through. And for some people, it will be a solution. But for many, actually, before they go to self-inquiry, they've got to make themselves feel good about themselves first. There'll be some, and I suspect these are the renunciates, who will just say, no, I'm going to go straight to self-inquiry. And they're going to be the ones that let go of all their sort of worldly life. And then they're going to just do self-inquiry. That's it. But as I said, they're not the ones who contact me. Why would they? They don't say, oh, dear Tom, by the way, I don't know you, but I'm just going to go to the Himalayas and do self-inquiry now. Thanks. Bye. They just follow that. Of the ones who do that, many of them, if you're doing it for the right reason, it will work. But many of them are doing that out of a concept. Again, they'll have an idea of, oh, in order to do realization, I have to go to the Himalayas and practice self-inquiry because I read it in a book or I heard someone say it. But when it comes from the heart, without having read a book, it's totally different. But most people, they'll have to, or they will naturally, see, you just look at what your heart wants to do. Most people, if they listen to their heart will want them to feel good as a person first. Sort out anxiety issues, sort out self-esteem issues, sort out financial issues, sort out relationship issues. Basically, sort yourself out on a very basic level as being a person, on the body-mind level. Whether that's social issues, financial issues, mental health issues. That is getting rid of Thomasic energy, negative energy, developing some basic skills in the society you live in. Communication skills, social skills. Boost your self-esteem. Surround yourself with people who are positive and who lift you up. This is the journey from tamas, which is negativity, to Rajas, which is active happiness, activated, passionate happiness. This is going from negativity to positivity. This part of the journey is very important. It takes time. It's what I was probably doing when I was singing my heart out on the guitar, you know? I was removing Thomasic energy from myself and making myself happier. Rajasic. In this context, Rajasic just means being positively happy in this context. And having a better self-concept, better, higher self-esteem, higher self-worth. And then once you've rooted out most of the Thomasic energy, you will start to, if you listen to your heart will start to desire stillness and silence. You don't desire it because you read it in a book. You desire it because it comes from within. Oh, I crave stillness. I crave silence. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I crave being with people. I crave positivity. I crave dancing. I crave bright colors. I crave adventure. Yeah. Then you're probably on phase 1 of the journey, where you're trying to root out Thomasic energy. Root out negative Thomasic energy. If you start to feel, oh, I want peace. I want calm. Now you're moving from positivity to peace, or rajas to sattva, which is the purification, second part of the purification. First part of purification removes negativity and makes it positive. Second part of the purification journey removes the positivity, it's still a distorted positivity. It's positive. It's an extroverted positivity that's still very much dependent on objects and people and situations and circumstance and materialistic things. And you're coming now into peacefulness in yourself. You don't crave peace because you've read it in a book. You crave peace because you intuitively are looking for peace and rest. And then then this removes the positivity, the overly positive stuff, the extroversion, and makes you calm and peaceful. Then at some point you'll desire to know who you are, know what you are. These are the 3, we talk about the spiritual journey. These are the 3 spiritual journeys we go on. Again, you may go between these things. Yeah, it's not distinct. And without knowing any of this stuff, any of this theory, if you just listen to your heart, it will guide you. You don't need to know this stuff. But having a framework is helpful. And realizing, oh, I'm attracted to this because it's helped me remove my negative energy. It's lifting me up. That's good. I need to be lifted up. I need to be around people who lift me up. Later on, you might think, I don't want to be around people anymore. I want to be by myself. These people are annoying me. What was good for you in phase 1 becomes a pain in the butt in phase 2, maybe. This is how it works. So the advice I give, intuitively, I usually clock on. Without thinking about it, I usually clock on to which phase of the journey people are at. Again, I don't do it consciously. It's just an intuitive exchange, communication that occurs. This is what I think happens, something like this. Phase one is very important. Building yourself up, building up a positive self-concept is very important. I've shared with people here before that for me, being in a relationship with somebody who's now my wife, but being in a relationship with somebody who actually thought I was okay, who actually, you know, thought I was quite cool when I didn't necessarily think that. That was very healing for me. Allowed me to love myself more deeply. So this was that, you know, for me, a relationship, a loving, supportive relationship, very important parts of my spiritual journey, looking back in hindsight. Again, at the time, I wasn't thinking I'm going to enter into this because I think this will remove Thomasic energy and be a useful part of my spiritual journey. No, it's just what I was guided to do, or it's just what I did. There was a while when I was very into psychic stuff. I was exploring psychic phenomena. There was another bit where I was into tarot cards. There was another time when I was into chakras. There was another time when I was into nature. Still love nature. There was a time when I was on my guitar, strumming away. So I just share this with you just to give you examples, just to share with you and maybe kindle something similar in you. And I think that is I have written about this. It is there is this written on tomdas.com on the three gunas, tamas, rajas, and sattva, negativity, positivity, and peace. These are called the three gunas, or three energies in Sanskrit. So I've written about that, but maybe it could be made clearer.